We have to deal with a high number of burns and injuries, several illnesses connected to drug addiction, hepatitis C, hepatitis B, and then there's HIV and AIDS. We get many girls coming to our centre who are involved in the sex business, who make money for drugs and for the things they need by selling sex. The blood test results in 2001 showed that every 10th child whose blood was tested was HIV positive. And don't forget, we're talking about children aged between 14 and 18.
Dima has been living on the streets for the last 4 years. He frequently runs away from state shelters. He's been ill several times and visits this center when he needs help. His parents, like many others in St. Petersburg, sold their city center apartment to opportunists, leaving the entire family homeless. They were alcoholics and beat him. Misha, the center's psychiatrist, uses tests to gauge how Dima is coping.
He has a lot of mental problems, and he has a lot of bad experience, beating and some sexual exploitation, because he met some adults, for example, some men who exploited him. He has spent a lot of time in the street. He can't stay into any shelters more than 5 days, because he's a very aggressive person. I think he will be a criminal. In 2 or 3 years, he will be sent to the prison or to the hospital with some of the disease. I think there are no other way.
When Dima isn't staying with some man he met on the street, he lives here, in this derelict car.
Russia should think about its children, right? Those children can still become normal citizens, can become mothers, can become soldiers, can become workers who will work for the prosperity of Russia, right? And if we do not support them now, they will become street people, useless people who will be a burden to the state. Now we've got only one generation of street children who are in the age bracket of, let's say, 7 to 18, right? And most of them will grow up and have their own children, and this will create street people.
Street children miss out on their education. Svetlana, though, is one of the lucky ones. She's back at school and has a future. She's safe and has been reunited with her family. It wasn't long ago that she too was on the streets looking for food when her mother became too ill to care for her.
When Mum didn't have any bread, we went to collect bottles. The baby didn't have any milk, so we went to collect bottles so we could get food.
Street social workers rescued Svetlana, and the family has been enrolled into a year-long program which supports them until her mother, Natasha, can get back on her feet. Every week, they meet up with other families who faced similar problems.
These classes are really useful and interesting for us. We learn lots of new things. We have to talk about our experiences, and now we are like one big happy family.
We got 2 major aims. First of all is to help working street children directly. And the second aim is to sensitize the public at large and the politicians on the issue of child labor. The biggest frustration is the indifference of state officials. This issue is still underestimated. It is underestimated how grave it is, how dangerous it is for the future of the country. There are open-minded politicians that already understand that addressing social issues can be beneficial for the future, can provide stable development, sustainable development of the country in 20 years. But not everybody understands it so far.
Переходя на новые рыночные отношения, наша страна попала в терра инкогнито, неизвестную землю.
In the transition to the market economy, our country found itself in uncharted territory. So as we walk down this path, it is very important to learn about the international experience. The international organizations bring their knowledge. They also sponsor the beginning stages of the new innovative projects.
Пионер таких программ.